Hello students, welcome to engineering assignments. In engineering assignments, today we are going to study hydrosphere and biosphere in disaster management. A hydrosphere is a total amount of water on the planet. That is, the complete water on the earth is taken as hydrosphere. Hydrosphere includes water that is on the surface of the planet, underground and in air. Hydrosphere forms over 70% of the Earth's surface. In terms of area, it comes to around 3,62,000 kilometers square. The water is found in the ocean as well as on the land, and life is made possible on the earth due to the availability of water. The hydrosphere has a direct influence on the weather and climatic conditions on the earth. This occurs due to the important role played by the worldwide oceanic circulations. The average depth of the ocean is around 3.7 kilometer. The floor of the ocean has mountain ranges and valleys, isolated volcanic peaks, and vast plains. And many of these mountain ranges and valleys exceed in size of their counterpart on the land. Now, as on date, only 10% of the ocean floor has been surveyed. The water has number of unique properties, as you know. It has high heat capacity, dissolving capacity, etc. These properties are made possible due to its molecular structure. And what is the chemical formula of water? It's H2O. That is, a water molecule consists of two atoms of hydrogen and that are bound to an oxygen atom, that is H2O. Suppose if you take 100% of water on the earth, 97% of water exists in ocean, that is salty water, 2% is frozen, that is in a form of a ice, and only 1% is usable. Only 1% of fresh water exists. The other 99% is not in a usable form. Now oceans. The water in the ocean is saline in nature. The salinity occurs due to the dissolved material, that is many salt is contained in it. The mean salinity of seawater is around 34.7 gram per kg and the lowest value is 33 and the highest value is 36 gram per kg. Though the seawater contains several dissolved salt, NaCl is the most important one, you know. Additional salt are always added to the ocean through various processes also. So it contains various other types of salt also. However, seawater salinity is stable due to the various mechanisms that remove salt from the oceans. Salt is spreaded to the atmosphere when wind blows sprays of seawater. The salt particles in the atmosphere enables water molecules to stick to it, and this falls on the land with rain and snow. Now let us see what are the importance of ocean. First thing is that it acts as a moderator of climate. It acts as a heat reservoir. It acts as a carbon reservoir. Ocean as a moderator of climate. The water in the ocean constantly moves in a regular pattern due to the wind activity, which result in ocean circulation or ocean current, which is driven by the interplay of the wind and the water. Now, oceanic circulation profoundly influence global warming and climate. When water rises from the colder, deeper part of the ocean to the warmer surface, it carries heat with it. The movement of the ocean water around the globe is driven by various factors, transfer of heat and cold, playing a major role in impacting Earth's climate. The extreme events like rainfall, drought can disrupt the normal path of the ocean current, potentially leading to a climate change. Now, ocean as heat reservoir. Ocean acts as a heat reservoir, moderating extreme temperature. The upper portion of the ocean stores more heat than the entire atmosphere. During spring and summer, ocean are cooler than nearby lines, while in winter they are warmer. This temperature difference between sea and land facilitates heat energy transfer from the land to water and vice versa. Ocean as a carbon reservoir. The ocean are the largest carbon reservoirs of the earth. Periodically, it gives off large amount of carbon into the atmosphere. Through certain biological and chemical exchange process, it plays an important role in the carbon cycle. Now, oceans and sea ice. The sea ice is crucial element of Earth climate system with polar ice extending between 17 to 27 million kilometers square depending on the season. It covers about 1/10 of the land area and 6.5% of the ocean. Approximately 90% of the total ice is located in Antarctica as ice shelves and 9% in Greenland ice sheets and remaining in various glaciers worldwide. So if all ice in the Greenland and Antarctica were suddenly melt, then sea level would rise by an estimate of 70 meters. Now let us discuss about the inland water bodies. The fresh water constitute basis of life on the land. On the land, the water is found in three states. You know that liquid, solid, and gaseous state. In the liquid form, the water is found in the lake, river, stream, and also in the groundwater and soil. The water found in these sources is fresh in nature, and in solid form, the water is found in the glacier ice caps, and ground ice. The fresh water in the earth is perpetually being interchanged between the surface of the earth and the atmosphere by the process of evaporation and precipitation. And this interchange is known as water cycle or hydrological cycle. Now, this is a hydrological cycle you might have studied in your geography. That in the hydrological cycle, the solar energy causes the water from the ocean to evaporate and change to atmospheric vapor. In this diagram, you can see the evaporation is happening. The evaporation also takes place from the inland water bodies like river, lakes and streams, etc. The evaporated water rises up to the upper layer of the atmosphere where it is cooled and condensed. So it is going to the upper layer, or we can say that it is rising to the upper layer of the atmosphere. Now reaching here, it will be cooled and condensed. The condensed water fall back to the earth as precipitated form, that is rain, snow and dew are different forms of precipitation. See here, the precipitation is happening. The water that falls on the earth runs along the ground and flows into the river, and in turn it returns to the sea. A part of rainwater that falls on the land drip into the ground is known as groundwater. If the rainwater goes down, it becomes the groundwater. The groundwater is used by the human beings and plants. Now let us study what is biosphere. Basically, the biosphere is a thin envelope that encircles most of the earth and supports life. The different system of the earth is atmosphere, lithosphere and hydrosphere. Also, the biosphere. The life is originated and evolved because of the combination of all these. It is a global sphere in which the biota interacts with the lithosphere, atmosphere and hydrosphere. It is totally dependent on and involves complex interaction between atmosphere, hydrosphere and lithosphere. The biosphere is a spherical terrestrial layer that comprises of the lower part of the atmosphere, the sea and the upper layer of the soil wherein living organisms exist naturally. All forms of the life, including human being, dwell in biosphere. The health of the biosphere is determined by availability of the oxygen, moisture, temperature, air pressure and soil. Biosphere is a giant ecosystem that consists of two major ecosystems. One is terrestrial ecosystem, another one is aquatic ecosystem. Terrestrial ecosystem consists of plants, animal, microorganisms and their dependencies and interdependencies with the non-living item around it on the land. And the terrestrial ecosystem can be either a natural ecosystem or artificial. You can say that a man-made ecosystem. Next is aquatic ecosystem. Aquatic ecosystem consists of marine and freshwater ecosystem. While sea and oceans form marine ecosystem, the river, pond, lake and the wetlands form freshwater ecosystem. Aquatic ecosystem provides human being with a wide range of services. And some of services include availability of water for day-to-day uses, foods like fish and crustaceans, breaking down of chemical and organic waste, recreations, etc. The aquatic ecosystem provides the human beings with a wealth of natural resources. So you are aware of all these things. So that's all about the hydrosphere and biosphere. Thank you students. Thank you for watching my video.